and welcome to a very sunny Donington Park. Coming up, we're going to catch up with some of the drivers, and we've got some great racing action from the Lotus Cup UK in the penultimate race of the season. Guys, so top 3 in championship at the moment. You've got 2 races left. Tom, you're 2 points ahead. Are you confident you're going to stay on top?
Yes, I can't see that. Excuse me, I've got much competition here, really, with these 2 guys here. But as I understand it, it's not just us 3, although us 3 are in front at the moment, and we're all in 211s. All the other guys are there as well. So one hiccup from anybody, and you're out of it. Steve actually can drop around. Simon and I have already had a nil point. So really, Steve's the favourite, we feel.
Steve, how are you feeling about that comment?
I'm not too sure about that. I mean, it's I suppose we really need some bad luck on your two's behalf and some good luck on mine. But they've all drove well. We've all driven well, and it's been good fun all year. It's been brilliant. So yeah, we'll see what happens last 2 races. So.
Well, good luck. And Simon, are you feeling hopeful for today?
Yeah, I think so. Steve's a really good driver though, and I normally only ever win it in the pits, on the pit stop, because Datum is so good. So I think Steve's really going to wipe the floor with this, so we'll see what happens.
So we're here on the grid for the Lotus Cup UK race. It's all very close for the championship, so let's see who comes out on top.
Well, it promises to be a very entertaining 90 minutes here around the twists and turns at Donington Park. It's Alan Wilcox who starts in pole position with Adrian Hall alongside him. Then Liz Halliday well up row 2. As ever, the Lotus Cup UK, absolutely gigantic field of cars. 27 of them in total, with Mike Vase completing the field, but with being a 2-driver race, in many cases we can expect to see lots of twists and turns as this race progresses. Rolling start, of course, and it is Adam Wilcox who starts the Go Green Motorsport car alongside him. Similar exige of Adrian Hall as they wait for the red lights to flash out, and away we go to Donington Park. And then it's the all to 11 row 2, Liz Halliday and Steve Tray, but it's the blue car of Adrian Hall that's got its nose ahead, but Adam Wilcox holds the inside line into Redgate corner, so he should be able to take over the advantage. The rest of the pack stream through the bright orange to 11, and Marcus Jewell also making ground in the early stages. They swoop down through Hollywood and into the Craner curves. Wilcox just running over some of the cement dust, with Adrian Hall staying his wheel tracks. The pair of them already breaking clear of Liz Halliday in 3rd. Then it's Jewell from Steve Train and David Harvey catching a glimpse there, as well as Glenn Sherwood in the exige. But it is already the leading trio breaking clear. There was Rob Boston leading the production class, leading that comfortably as the field worked through McLean's and then climb up to Coppice before accelerating along the National Straight. And Adrian Hall doing very well to Stellan Wilcox. Wilcox, who was very successful in this car back in period when it ran as part of the TOCA support package, the British Touring Car Championship, and he was recruited by the Go Green Motorsport team to partner Rob Fenn at the Lotus Festival at Brands Hatch back in August, and it was a very successful outing for them there, and the partnership continues Donington Park. They've really been the pace setters all weekend. So around the Melbourne hairpin for the first time, Marcus Jewell it is, who's worked up to 3rd, the foremost of the 211s. Then he's got the Formula 1 race and Liz Halliday on his tail. And actually Jewell is beginning to bridge the gap here to the leading duo, so Jewell closing on Adrian Hall there. We've got a slight deficit back to Liz Halliday. Steve Train, it's Rob Boston, would you believe, who's come in 6th position. Boston, who leads the production class, absolutely astonishing first lap for Rob Boston, so he is well up the order. But confidence in the tyres in the early stages is going to be absolutely critical here, because they are more or less all running on slick tyres. But it's a very, very chilly day here at Donington Park, and it's late in the afternoon as well with this race getting underway. So it's going to take the drivers a couple of laps, I'd venture, to get those slicks up to proper working temperature before they can really feel confident in pushing. That's maybe where Marcus Jewell is able at the moment to stay. He's leading duo. There's Jewell accelerating out of the old hairpin, under the Starkeys Bridge, through Schwantz Curve, and then on towards McLean's. Wilcox there, you can see the very unique central sitting position of the Go Green Motorsport exige. She's then got Adrian Hall still staying with him. Adrian has been one of the pace-setting drivers all season, but unfortunately reliability has rather counted against him. So Wilcox runs right out over the curbs, and that gives Adrian Hall the opportunity just to show himself in his mirrors as they head over the ripples in the National Straight, hit the brakes in fog. Yes, and Adrian Hall is just beginning now to put the pressure onto Adam Wilcox, who was right on his tail as they jinked through the S's and then into the Melbourne hairpin. So often the scene of dramatic manoeuvres here at Donington Park, but in the early stage of this race, nobody feeling this steep to do anything too bold just yet. Marcus Jewell, though, he's staying with Adrian Hall. Jewell dives to the inside into Goddard's, and that's very strange there because Adrian Hall seemed to be right on the tail of Adam Wilcox as they went into the Grand Prix loop. Now, by the time they arrived at Goddard, Hall had dropped back from Wilcox, and it was Marcus Jewell who was making progress as we catch a glimpse there of Tom Chataway looking to make progress in his Lotus 211. Chataway, one of the drivers we heard from earlier on, who does stand the possibility of claiming the Lotus Cup UK for 2012 as the leading trio in the race worked down through the crane of curves. It was Donington Park last year where the Go Green Motorsport car, then in the hands of Rob and David Fenn, really clicked in terms of being a performance package as we see move from the Setters car to the inside of Adam Knight into Redgate Corner. Unfortunately, no way through there. So Doug Setters still in pursuit of Adam Knight down through the crane curves. They've got then Dave Carr hot on their heels. This being a longer race than normal for the Lotus Cup UK, 90 minutes. All the drivers who normally go single-handedly, like Dave Carr, for the second driver, and for Dave Carr today, it's the very rapid James Littlejohn. So I think we expect to see number 30, Elise, climbing up through the field as the race goes on. Stuart Plotneck works through in planes. Then we drop back to this next group of cars headed by Simon Jones, and he has got John the Master right on his tail as well, and Andrew Wright in the red 125 car as well. Part of that train, but it's the Master who looks to the inside of Jones into Coppice Corner. No way through there, as still the leaders continue very much as they were. That leading trio of cars breaking clear of Liz Halliday in fourth as they accelerate out of the Melbourne hairpin on towards Goddard's. And at the moment, Adam Wilcox is controlling this race absolutely perfectly because he put the car on pole position very comfortably in qualifying by over a second from Adrian Hall. And so I imagine if he needs to find acceleration the pace, he will do as we go back to this Simon Jones headed squabble. Four of them running very tightly together through the Melbourne loop. John the Master in that lime green machine still trying to get onto terms with the blue car of Simon Jones as they arrive into Goddard's. He can't quite do it though. Then we've got Andrew Wright as next along as we see Dave Carr launching inside Adam Knight. It's about to have you. Doug Setters has picked his way past Adam Knight, and now Dave Carr makes the overtaking manoeuvre too. And so Adam Knight, unfortunately, has been a fairly torrid lap this time around Donington Park, which is a circuit which is such a favourite for these drivers. Many of them will have come up through the Lotus on track days. And Donington Park, an enduring favourite for track days. Really an opportunity for drivers to push their cars to the limit, and also a track with ample runoff space, as you can see here, down through the crane of curves. And now that Dave Carr has moved ahead of Adam Knight, he is beginning to pull away just a little bit. Knight slips to 3 or 4 car lengths or thereabouts back from him as Simon Jones looking ahead of him, although if he consults the mirrors he'd see that John the Master is right there on his tail. And this strong performance from the Master. Now will he dive to the inside Jones? Yes he will. Into Coppice, tries to squeeze alongside as we've got this scrap as well in the top 10. In fact, for 5th position between Steve Train in the bright blue car, and then he's got Simon Deacon, car 39 on his tail. And the pair of them also in the hunt for the Lotus Cup UK this season. Just behind them, we've caught a glimpse of Rob Boston, who leads the production cars and leads that fairly comfortably. Now Simon Deacon there in the 39 car, he is a driver to watch because he often comes very strong in the latter stage of the races. Lemaster and Jones still interlinked, and now Doug Setters bringing himself into that fight. He's gained the place through the hairpin, and that was on Charlotte Burridge, who was able to jink past in the yellow car. That was a very neatly judged move. Then he goes around the outside of Andrew Wright as well, and so Wright though's got the inside line through Goddard's and may be able to squirt back through. So there is Rob Boston, the leader of the production class, and Boston has just been dominant all season in both the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy and the Lotus Cup UK, and that very much continuing here at Donington Park. Just ahead of him, a nice battle going on between BJ Chong, that's the yellow white number 8 car, and David Harvey, who is next along in the 340R. pair of them accelerating out of the old hairpin, and Steve Train runs a little bit wide there through Coppice, and Simon Deacon goes through. Now I hope that's not the precursor to a problem there for Steve Train, but he seemed to be strangely offline, and that was an easy move in the end for Simon Deacon, so he gains the position as the pair of them jink through the chicane, Multi-S's, and then accelerate on towards the Melbourne hairpin. And Steve Train not quite able to get on terms with Deacon once more. I just maybe wonder whether Steve Train's taken the wrong direction with the setup there, because the car seems to be understeering quite badly at the moment. That's something they could rectify maybe by adjusting the tyre pressures during the pit stops, but let's have a look into Goddard's. Again, that car just doesn't seem all that keen on making the initial entry to the corner. John the Master has found a different group of cars to play with here, so I just wonder whether he may have had some adventures along the way, because he's now got another group of 3 cars up ahead of him. It's being headed up by Phil Capstick in his Exige, as still we've got this BJ Chong headed fight through Redgate Corner. The 340R, such a distinctive car, still good to see, competed regularly in the hands of David Harvey. Also Dachauhun we sometimes see out in one of those. So Simon Jones has got Andrew Wright on his tail. Doug Sens has raced his way through that group. Then we've got the slight drop back to Dave Carr, who's come on to terms with and passed Charlotte Burridge, and then Adam Knight, the 5th of the cars in that train. It's Andrew Wright who's the man most likely to at the moment, as he thinks about the move to the inside. Simon Jones is Redgate Corner, and he's going to go through there, or is he? Simon Jones really squeezes him, they lean on each other, and Simon Jones just holds on in the advantage in that scrap. Overall in the race still, though, it is Adam Wilcox who's in command of proceedings, Adrian Hall in 2nd, and Marcus Jewell in 3rd. We're going to take a brief break from the action. Join us in a couple of moments' time as the Lotus on Track action continues at Donington Park.